attempt at video blog number 6. Not the easiest start. Hopefully a profitable result. This first video blog is going to be a quick reflection on the strangeness of family. Now, since the only family I really know anything about is my own, that's what I'm going to talk about. I come from a family that is what by today's standards is defined of as mixed or blended. My father is married to my stepmother. My birth mother, who was with me till I turned 16, and then she died. I have many aunts and uncles on my father's side, and my birth mother was adopted, so dead end there. Now, when my dad got remarried, he took on a stepson and a stepdaughter, both adults though, so it's not like, he was raising them, he was just their stepfather technically. My stepmom, after me putting her through the rigors for a couple of years, proved herself to be mom. Now, if you're as persnickety about titles and people earning titles as I am, that says a lot about what I think of her. Because, I address her by her first name, I address her as mom, and for the sake of clarity, I tell people, well, technically she's my stepmother, but that's how I phrase it, technically. As far as I'm concerned, she's my mom. She's earned it. She deserves that title. Now, with yesterday being Mother's Day, we spent part of the day with my fiance's parents. And I think I kind of caught his mother off guard because when we were at the restaurant, the waitress said, "Alright, well, what would you folks like?" And the first thing I said was, "Oh, well, mom first." And she just kind of, I don't know if it was surprised or genuine being happy, but she lit up. Like, she seemed really pleased that that's what I said. I don't know. But the other interesting thing I found out about yesterday's celebration of Mother's Day for my own family was when I talked to my dad this morning, and he said, "Yeah, well, your stepbrother finally got arrested. The DEA agent who'd been hunting him finally caught up to him while he was with his ex-fiancée, and they used something like 9 cars to bring him down. So he called Mom yesterday from jail, and before you ask, no, he didn't say Happy Mother's Day to her even." So, families can be interesting. Now, the backstory with my stepbrother is long and sordid. I'm not going to get into all of it now, but I might give you pieces over the next few however long if you want to stick around and find out. I describe my family situation as being Jerry Springer meets Maury Povich. It's a web. Like, I'd have to draw you a diagram, because technically speaking, all 3 of my half-brothers and my half-sister are also my cousins. So, yeah. No, you didn't hear wrong. Regarding my other family, my stepsister is a good person. I like her a lot. She's my sister. I refer to her as my big sister. She's happily with her family elsewhere. My younger sister, my half-sister, is 2 months away from having her first child. So, it's a slippery slide sometimes because we have a lot of problems genetically and emotionally with our past involving our mother, but I think she's ready for it. She's gotten a lot smarter in the last few years, and she's really taken a lot of lessons to heart that I don't think even she believed she'd really get through, but she's managing. I think she'll be fine, and she always has me. I'm in New York and she's in Maine, but if she needs help, she knows to call me. She knows better than to keep me out of the loop. And then getting married in September, I'm going to be taking on more family. New sets of parents, new sets of grandparents, an extra sibling. it's complicated, but I don't know, it's weird. As many problems as you have with your family, I mean, as many problems as I've had with my family, which seems to expand on an hourly basis. In the end, I can't really say that none of it's worth it. I mean, even the trauma I went through with our mother, I can't really say I'd go back in time and erase, because without it, a very fundamental part of who I am wouldn't exist. So I don't think it's so much about saying, God, if only that hadn't happened to me, or, if I could just erase that part of my history, well, then the rest of it wouldn't make sense, would it? If you never went through, let's say, item B, you never would have gotten to item C. That other person wouldn't have done what they did, so you never would have gotten to item D. And then it's a domino effect from there. You can't remove one step of the past without altering drastically the future. Anyone who studies multiverse or quantum theory, I'm pretty sure will back me up on that. So you just cross your fingers and say, well, it played out in an alternate universe. This is why I'm a science fiction fan. I have these thoughts all the time. But I'm looking forward to taking on more family. I think Sam's family is getting used to me. I hope. I mean, in the end, the truth of the matter is only he has to get along with me. He's the one I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. But it does make things easier if our families get along. Now, to be fair, my parents and his parents have only had dinner together once. I don't know how much interaction they're going to have with each other over the years, seeing as my parents live in Maine and his parents live here in New York. But I imagine at some point it'll become group holiday-esque type things because someone won't want to give up time with grandchildren. That's my guess. So, yeah. Family is interesting. And there's a time limit on YouTube, so I can't give you all of my thoughts. But next time I'll give you more of my thoughts. Possibly on family, possibly on something else. I tend to cover a lot of ground when I talk. I talk a lot. That's why I've upgraded from MySpace to YouTube. Hopefully you've enjoyed this brief commentary on family and my observations of mine. Please feel free to stop back another time and leave comments. Because really, whether you hate me or you love me, or anywhere in between, I don't care. I really don't. I'm too strong in my sense of who I am. I do care that you start talking. I do care that conversations happen. Not so much your personal opinion of me. So thank you for joining us here at Lady Enigma's House of Conundrum video blog, and I'll talk to y'all next time.